Hello, hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome to the Corporate Overview and Scrutiny Committee. The date is the 29th of July at 10 a.m. Make sure all devices are silent and we begin the meeting, and the webcast is live now. So item 1, do we have any apologies, Mandy?
Thank you, Chair. We've received apologies from Councillors Jones and White.
Do we have any further apologies? No? Do we have any declarations of interest? No? Okay, perfect. Item 3, the minutes are held on the 24th of February. Assume no one was in that meeting, so do we have a proposer and a seconder?
I'll propose that.
Right, thank you.
I'd second that.
Now we can go into item 4, the final financial Outturn report 24-25. We have Councillor Large, the Cabinet Member for Finance and Resources, to brief us about the report.
Good morning. What I'd like to do is present to you the final outturn, financial outturn for 2024-25. So I'd like to recommend to the committee. I'm not going to read through all of it, just for scrutiny and for challenge, and open it up to the floor for any questions.
Do we have any questions from the members about the report and any questions? Councillor Griffiths.
Hi, thank you, Chris. I think it was item 49. It said that we saved £200,000 by early call on a Lobo loan. I was just wondering, what is a Lobo loan? I'm very sorry, Chris. I think I've directed you to the wrong place. Just give me a second. So it's page 20, Chris.
Could I ask Rachel if you would just comment on that for me, please?
Thank you. A LOBO loan stands for Lender Option, Borrower Option. That's what the acronym means. And it's a loan where instead of it being for a set period of time, it can be called at different periods during the life of the loan. And that is at the discretion of the lender. So in this instance, the lender has called the LOBO for repayment. We've made that repayment and it's saved the amount of interest there, £200,000 as stated in the report.
Thank you. The second part, also relating to that, is you suggest that we've had extra revenues from interest rates being higher for longer, but if the interest rates are going to stay higher for longer for the amount of borrowing we've got, isn't that going to be a future problem?
The interest rates will fluctuate and an adjustment is made each time in the MTFS.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other questions? No? If there's no other questions, I'll be happy to accept the report, the final Outturn report. Are we happy with that? Yeah? Oh, wonderful. Let's go on to the next item, which is, let me get it up, which is going to be the Integrated Performance Report, Quarter 1. This is for the Cabinet Member for Finance and the Leader of the Council, Ian Cooper. If you would like to brief us about the report, and we can bring questions to you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everybody.
This is quite an interesting one, really, on the fact that we're commenting on things that happened before we were elected. So this is up to May 2025. I recommend the committee members note and challenge performance and advise any further information and action required. I'm happy to try and take some questions as far as we can.
Do we have any questions from members? Tracy, Councillor Doherty.
Not a question, but I have requested, I spoke to Mandy and requested an updated version of the integrated performance report for us to have a look at.
Councillor Rose.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, so on page 101, sections 104, 105, this is about the EV rollout. It starts by saying that there's going to be a saving of 0.606 million. Then it later says it will save 4.588 million. Can you just explain how those two figures relate to each other, please?
Thank you very much. This is, are you talking about the waste and sustainability projects here? That's what on 101.
Page 101, section 105, connectivity.
Okay, well, obviously all these things, these are the prior administration. These are not our figures, these are not our projections or our ideas. We are going to review all aspects of this in terms of connectivity. So these figures, as far as we are concerned, are now out of date.
Sorry, Chair, I'm not happy with that because this is to do with the EV charging infrastructure, which the Cabinet's recently said they're going to be cancelling in the short term. So this is, as far as I'm aware, this is up to date.
Thank you very much for that, Councillor Rose. Yeah, we are reviewing it. It's quite as simple as that. The previous administration had a view and a policy regarding EV charging, and it's only right we brought it back to Cabinet and for the rest of the Council to review and consider, so that whole process is ongoing.
Does the Cabinet and the Leader understand that this might risk the central government funds and grants from not being able to be rolled out to Staffordshire County Council, and doesn't that risk us losing that funding from central government if we're not moving forward with the proposals in the previously decided timeframe?
Thank you, Councillor Rose again. No, I think a review is what it is. We review, we don't spend taxpayers' money lightly. We have a duty and responsibility to ensure that every penny that we spend as a council benefits the people of Staffordshire. It's quite simple. If it has no benefit, we don't spend it. If it does, we will. We review it.
Yes, yeah, but the problem is obviously the funding is coming from central government. The 4.5 million is coming from central government. Therefore, how much money is this actually going to save Staffordshire County Council and Staffordshire taxpayers compared to being offset by government funds?
Thank you again for the question. We don't talk about money from central government. This is taxpayers' money we're talking about. Anybody who pays tax is a taxpayer. We have a duty to spend taxpayers' money wisely, and that's why it's going through a proper review process through the Cabinet system. We'll come back at some point in time.
Yeah, I see. I kind of understand where you're coming from, but I just feel like we are risking losing this funding from central government, and other authorities around the country are going to be moving forward with these schemes, taking the funding from central government, investing in local infrastructure, and it seems to me that Staffordshire County Council are potentially going to be missing out in this improvement in infrastructure. But there's also the other losses. It's not really accounted for the loss of revenue in the fact that if Staffordshire County Council invested in this infrastructure, they'd be able to buy electricity on a wholesale price and actually set the charges that they wanted from this electric infrastructure. Whereas if Staffordshire County Council didn't do it, it will go to private enterprises, and therefore they'll be able to set the prices of what they see fit. So to me, it seems like Staffordshire County Council and the Cabinet are shooting themselves in the foot a bit because A, we're losing the opportunity to invest in local infrastructure. B, we're not going to be having this revenue source going forward in terms of being able to actually, get the money back from these charging infrastructure. And this is also potentially going to risk saving residents hundreds of pounds by allowing it to go into the kind of the free market rather than being owned and controlled by Staffordshire County Council, who can set a more reasonable charge at these electrical rates.
Thank you for that chance to answer the question. Look, other councils will spend their money as they see fit. We have a responsibility in Staffordshire to spend taxpayers' money wisely. I'm quite sure that councils across the rest of England and Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland will spend their money in the same way as well. We all have a duty to spend taxpayers' money responsibly and to the best of our ability.
Do members have any other questions? Councillor Doherty.
Yeah. As of March 2025, Staffordshire's children in care was totalled at 1,311. I've done some research, and a recent council update confirms that a number with, this is not including accompanied asylum-seeking children. So the true number rose by 40 to 104, suggesting the true number in care is now at 1,415, and likely higher due to ongoing admissions and transfers. How will this be addressed going forward, and what impact will this have on placements and social work capacity?
Thank you for Councillor Doherty. I'm going to pass to my Finance Cabinet member who will answer the question.
Thank you for that, Councillor. Yes, you're right. It is a problem, and it's an ongoing issue for us with children in care. We're fortunate, really, that for the last 6 months we've had a new director come in to the organisation who has completely reorganised that children and families area to make it future fit, and these are the challenges that we have going forward. So the director concerned has done a strategic review. She's bringing in new headcount to counter that and put more focus. There's a split of roles and responsibilities so that they're targeted very, very clearly. And so that will be developing over the next 3 to 4 months. And what we should start to see is some action taken towards the end of the year. But it is a problem area, and we had a meeting this week just to talk about that, about budgets going forward. So there is a lot of actions being put around those specific areas.
Any other questions? Well, I just have one regarding the ESG deficit and the high needs block. Are there any future plans about how we can deal with that in the future? Because there's already a mitigation plan, but are there any progress about dealing with that in the future?
Thank you for that question, Chair. Yeah, our mitigation plans are we have to go and see the Chancellor of the Exchequer and beg for more money at the end of the day. Half of councils across England and Wales are going to suffer horrendously because of their overspend in this particular area. The figures for Staffordshire recently shown, which are probably now out of date, were 53.6 million overspend in terms of these areas. That is continuing. It is an unsustainable position. We have to look to central government to help us all in terms of funding going forward.
Just to add to that, Chair, and that is that there is we are taking steps. Our transport planning people are working very hard to try and reduce single occupancy travel, and they've made some good inroads into that. There's a team there working very dedicated to try and get multiple occupancy journeys to try and keep the costs down. But it is an increasing problem, which is my colleague said that we have to try and go to central government to sort out.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from members? No? Are we happy to accept the report then? Yes? All right. We accept the report. Thank you. Right, as that's the end of the report, you can leave now if you like to. Now we can move on to item 6, which is the MTFS working group and the appointment of members. For the knowledge of the public, the MTFS working group is convened each year to look at the medium-term financial strategy for the following year and make recommendations to the Cabinet in January. At the current time of the report, the following members have volunteered to join the working group: Councillor Baker, Bagley, Doherty, Griffiths, Orlando Fattini and Councillor White. Are there any other members in here that would like to join the MTFS group? No? Okay, great. So the councillors just listed will now be appointed to the MTFS group. Move on to item 7 now, the work programme. Do you want to go through this, Mandy?
The programme that comes from the induction meeting and the work programme planning meeting that you had a few weeks ago. So what we've tried to do, working with the chair, we've tried to add the issues that you raised as your priorities into the work programme. We've also had a triangulation meeting with cabinet members, the directors and the chair and vice chairs to look at the forward plan to see which issues are coming up that you would want to do pre-decision scrutiny. So we've tried to add those into the work programme as well. There are a number of items at the end of the work programme which are still pending. So it's not an appropriate time at the moment. We're waiting for more information in order to programme them into the work programme at an appropriate time. So it's not complete, it's still work in progress. This is also an opportunity if you want to raise any issues that you want to look at in the future. Your work programme item, which is on the agenda at every meeting, this is your opportunity to raise any items that the chairman can go away and try and programme into your timetable if you wish. So any questions or items raised?
Councillor Doherty.
Yeah, looking at section 8, the risk that demographic growth, care prices increase and the impact of the council of challenging NHS savings targets could result in costs exceeding the budgeted assumptions. I think we could do with looking at some work how we can better align NHS council funding responsibilities to reduce the cost, to reduce the risk of cost shifting.
Yeah, we can look at this, right, Mandy, and add it to our working group, Mandy.
Item for your MTFS working group, which will start maybe, or it might be more appropriate for the Health Overview and Scrutiny Committee to consider. So if, obviously the chair's sitting on my left, so if this was an item that the chair could raise at her committee, it's more appropriate than corporate. Thank you.
Anything else anyone wants to add? Councillor Rose?
Yeah, Mandy, you'll have to tell me this is the right scrutiny to have it kind of discussed in, but moving forward with the kind of the government's food waste kind of strategies, is there any kind of way that we can kind of see what the county council's long-term strategic plans are in terms of those food waste management schemes and working with the districts and the borough councils, and obviously when we're talking about government reorganisation, how that's going to kind of be incorporated by the new the new councils, whatever shape and size they are?
I think that's an item for economy, infrastructure and yeah, but it is something that I can make sure is raised. I think again the chairman is on this committee, so I'll make sure that it's passed on.
Anything else? Councillor Bagley?
I just have a question regarding the DHP allowances that we have, and again, I apologise, I'm not too sure whether this comes into to this scrutiny committee or the economy and infrastructure one that I'm involved with, or a combination of both. It's relating to the DHP allowance that everybody gets and the history behind why that was reduced so drastically, I gather, during the previous administration, and also that we review the way the DHP programme works, because presently, to my mind, it's not a very good system, because every councillor gets an allowance, which is, to be honest, an allowance that's neither here nor there. And where it doesn't work very well is that once each councillor has used their allowance, that's it for the year. I want to sort of look at a better way of doing that, whereby there's perhaps a communal way of doing it, because there might be situations where one councillor uses all their budget and another councillor doesn't, and that we can sort of integrate that a little bit better and consider raising the DHP allowance at the moment from its, at the end of the day, a presently very, very low level.
Can I suggest I'll get some information on that and circulate it to the committee, and then we can go from there?
Yeah, fine. Okay.
That sounds perfect. Anything else? Okay, that's fine. If we go on to item 8, the exclusion of the public, I believe there's no items in this, so we can go to right to the end of the meeting. So if there's any further questions, we can end the meeting. Anything else? No? So, yeah, we can end the meeting now. Hopefully everyone has a nice day and enjoy yourself.